Into the forest I go, to lose my mind and to find my soul. Hi everyone, this is Sarah Fay from Roots and Resonance, and I'm here in the Birch Tree Woods today near my home by a beautiful fire pit, and surrounded by the early springtime energy. And the quote that I just read to you feels really fitting for this time. The energy of this time, this particular new moon, as we move into the new moon in the Northern Hemisphere tomorrow, on Wednesday the 6th of March, in Pisces, we have a real sense of the unconscious, the realm of the unconscious, and the spiritual realm, the parts of us, the deep inner parts of us, sometimes the places that are difficult to go, that are challenging to face, that may manifest in dynamics in our relationships or recurring themes that we are finding challenging. That this is a really good time. We are being encouraged cosmologically, if we have an astrological perspective. We are being encouraged cosmologically, as well as perhaps in other ways in our lives right now, to stop resisting the flow. And that the flow right now is really a flow towards stillness and peace and reflective contemplation, and however that may look for us. Okay. So with the new moon in Pisces and Mercury retrograde combined, now I'm not an astrologist, so you might want to look this up in more detail if it's of interest to you, but this is potent energy right now. Mercury is all about communication, intellect, and when retrograde we can get delays, we can get miscommunication, we can have a lot of fraught energy. And when with the Piscean new moon energy, which is an emotional energy, a relational energy to the self, to the spirit, to the creative self, to the loving self, but also to the relational self, there could be some sense of going backwards or backtracking in the emotional sphere of our lives, or a sense of stuckness and a difficulty in being able to see what is true and what is not. Not sure if we can trust a certain individual or circumstance, confusion, heavy amount of daydreaming perhaps, but not being able to distinguish a daydream from a real kind of desire or need. If you're experiencing these kind of highly sensitive energies, I have done a reading now just to kind of look at this energy a little bit more, that I'd like to share a couple of cards with you on that, around how to really get something creative and positive out of what may feel like a confusing, even frustrating time for a lot of people right now. That stuckness is actually a sign to press pause, perhaps on our entire lives for a while or for a weekend, or maybe to press pause on a certain part of our lives that we are working through right now. And it's probably something that would benefit from emotional withdrawal or meditation and reflection. And new moon in Pisces is a potent energy for reconnecting with an old spiritual practice, reinvigorating a part of your home, for example, where you may need to be still and peaceful more often than you have been lately, to reconnect with meditative practice, even just for half an hour or so a day, could be really nurturing and beneficial for you right now, to stay grounded, but also to stay in tune with that inner voice that right now has got a lot to say, potentially, for many of us. So, cards that I've drawn. Now, I asked particularly to look at the dominant energy of this time, the new moon energy coming into our lives from the 6th of March. We have the Hermit, which is in the Wild Unknown Tarot, a beautiful tarot deck that I'm really getting to know. We have the Tortoise, beautiful, simple image. The tortoise is in their home that they can take anywhere with them. Perfectly representative of the inner self, right? We can take that everywhere and anywhere with us, even when we sometimes find that challenging. And the light above their shell represents the inner light that we all hold, or perhaps the truth that is to be revealed to us if we listen to what the Hermit has to say. Yeah. So the Hermit's message really is to make space for ourselves, quality withdrawal. So whether that is a period of time going away into our version of a log cabin in the woods somewhere to really spend some time alone, a simple but nurturing way of life for a period of time, or it could be that we actively withdraw a couple of times a day to listen to our inner voice, to listen to our emotions, to explore our dreams. And of course there are many ways of doing that. certainly a great time to be creative. So although we might think there's a feeling of stuckness or confusion, delays might be possible, if we sort of surrender to that and cultivate a sense of inner peacefulness, effectively non-attachment to the outcome of anything right now as much as possible, and develop a sense of humour and playfulness around things, as well as also being able to actively withdraw and take care of ourselves. Anything that enhances our well-being, our spiritual gifts. Fantastic time to begin a meditation practice. If you've been thinking for a while, you really could do with some self-care or meditation practice, or even a creative pursuit. Excuse me, there's a train in the background. So a great time to be playful and creative as well. And really there could be a lot of healing seeds to sow during the next few weeks. It might feel like there's not a lot we are really succeeding with on an outer level, but on the inner level we could achieve so much right now if we just allow for a little bit more time to withdraw from the busyness of our lives, from other people's dynamics potentially influencing our own, and really listen to our own inner voice. And get that out on paper, sketch, draw, paint, dance, move, be in nature, be in your body in a healthy, wholesome way. There is also a tendency right now with the new moon Piscean energy to be drawn towards intoxication or escapism, allowing yourself to escape in a healthy way, but to be conscious of where you might be abusing certain patterns of behaviour that could be more negative in the longer term. So it's a time where that could potentially be more of a risk. Creative and spiritual pursuits and active withdrawal. If you can get away and do that in a change of scenery, and that's what will help you best, and get an overarching perspective of your life by going inside yourself in beautiful surroundings or somewhere peaceful, that's a fantastic idea, but also great if you can do that on a day-to-day basis, even in a small way right now. So I drew another card to clarify guidance for this time. So as you're going in, surrendering to a time of peace and creative withdrawal, and really seeing what your inner self has got to offer you right now in that space, we have the water dragon. In the Celtic themed Druid animal oracle. It's a beautiful deck. I pulled the water dragon from the Celtic mythos, pronounced as Dreig Ushku in Celtic. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. This beautiful image emphasizes the realm of the unconscious being at the foreground, at the forefront for you right now. That all of us can benefit from some healing time by water, perhaps literally, or elementally to go into our watery selves, which can be scary. And sometimes there's hidden things coming to the surface that we just simply do not want to face about ourselves, that maybe other people are drawing to our attention, or other circumstances. I would recommend allowing nurturing conditions and safe conditions, comfortable conditions in which for you to face those parts of yourself, because this could be a really healing time for you, potentially for the earth, potentially for your connection to nature. Your connection to water could be really important for this journey right now. So find perhaps a space even close to water where you can meditate and reflect, or maybe even spend a couple of days and be with the sore places, the hidden places, also the beautiful creative places that come out of the water to show you their gifts. Because right now there are potentially some latent creative abilities just waiting for you to tap into them. Maybe even some spiritual realizations pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to signs in nature, animals that might be appearing, or messengers and omens on walks and things like that. All of that could be really beautiful for you to explore, even in a playful way. So I encourage you to maximize the potential of this time by going within and finding some space to be creative and playful, as well as also to embrace the spiritual potential of this time of seed preparation, really as we go into the spring equinox on the 20th of March, where that dynamic energy of Aries will begin to come into play. So if there are particular areas of your life where some of this resonates and you would like more detail on that, I do offer one-to-one readings. Visit my website www.rootsandresonance.net for more information on remote online readings. For local readings, do drop me an email if you live locally to West Yorkshire. I wish you a peaceful, nurturing and creative new moon time. Farewell for now.